Good evening. It is episode 36, and we are back for another episode of Making It Up As We Go. It's me, Ryan. Hi, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Let's bring in everybody here and start chatting. Mr. Corliss, how you doing, sir?
Good.
Good to see you, sir. Mr. Paul Hammerquist, how you doing, sir?
Doing well.
Nanu. Mr. Sean, what's going on, sir?
Oh, enjoying it? Doing good?
There you go. Well, it's March. Awesome. I can't believe how fast this year's going already. I can't believe we're 3 months into this crap already. This is nuts. But it is what it is, I suppose. Let's I guess we'll get started and talk about stuff. Mr. Corliss, did you get a chance to work on anything this week?
I got a lot of good intentions.
Oh, that's good.
I mean,
work.
I'm starting to write down things that I got to do, which, that's...
That's either organization or dementia.
It's dementia. Organization is not one of my strong points.
I hear you.
That's the messy workshop.
Yeah. Yep. I hear you. What about you, Mr. Klondike? What have you been working on this week? You've had a busy weekend so far.
Yes, it has been. It's been a very enjoyable weekend. There's a train show here in Des Moines, and I've been there since Friday. Friday was set up. Today was the show. Met a lot of great people. There's a lot of cool stuff out there. The modules, we have our T-Track club out there. It's all set up. Some of the guys, what they do just blows me out of the water.
Yeah.
I should have looked how many modules or how many feet, but there's quite a few. So if anyone's in Des Moines, come check it out. Tomorrow's the last day, of course, Sunday. But yeah. Matter of fact, if you hear some noise in the back, I apologize. I'm cutting away. I'm not staying up until 2:00 in the morning again. Tonight, at least 1. I got to go to bed by 1.
Yeah, especially with the time change. Oof.
Yeah, I was so excited. I thought I was going to get an hour of sleep, but the wife kind of reminded me, no. We lose that hour. It is what it is.
It'll sneak up on you, that's for sure. Oof.
Oh, but see, the kids are on spring break, so I get to sleep in Monday.
Already?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Wow.
For us here, the funny part is spring's not for a whole nother week.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we don't do spring break until Easter up here.
Wow.
So
Until it's spring.
yeah, you guys are on just late winter break.
Pretty much.
Good deal. And then we got Mr. Hammerquist. Hey, man, you've been busy.
Yeah. Been busy.
Having fun.
Yes, I got a much needed vacation. Got to meet a lot of cool people. Got a lot of fun trinkets.
Sweet.
So was on.
All right, so what's that from? That just reminds me of the Brady Bunch Tiki episode.
So this is the Horcrum. This is from the Pleasure Planet. So you display this if you are seeking Drahama. And we'll keep it PG here. But so got a bunch of that was 3D printed. I got this one is actually another 3D printed one, but is Borg inspired. So it has the little eye deal on it. Also got Batlith with Star Trek The Cruise on it. My favorite though is the flask. This lady takes Star Trek comics and then applies them to flasks and cigarette cases, and so just a lot of cool stuff like that. There's such a wide diversity of people on that cruise, and I actually got to meet the maker of Lightburn. That's Jason in the middle there. His wife also made some insignia on the left, that's everything I made everything I traded for what I made. Well, not everything. There was still more. And then that right is we're in one of the serving areas or restaurants. And I mean, it was busy and packed, and I'm in the back corner, and I still traded everything, pretty much everything I brought.
Holy cow. So how did you know that he was on the cruise?
Well,
Are you guys
we have
friends?
a group on Facebook where we kind of all are like talking and going over the different things, we're making and kind of trying to get an idea of how much to make. And this is what she made. And that's acrylic. And then has a mirror and magnet on the back.
Sweet.
And she was like, yeah, my husband, because someone asked, hey, how'd you do that? And she was like, well, my husband, wrote Lightburn, and we have tons of CO2 lasers and lasers. So she made a bunch of those. And I was like, I'm going to have to meet that guy.
Yeah, that's cool.
But it's funny. Just a little sneak peek. Their version of Lightburn for CNC routers.
It's pretty awesome.
We're getting close.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's all I can say right now in regards to that. But it was fun talking to him and seeing all the different people and meeting all the celebrities, and got to talk to Will Wheaton. That was really fun. So
awesome. I'm glad you had fun.
Yeah.
So how many days until the next one?
354. Already booked.
There you go. That's a good boy right there. Hey, Sean, I muted you a little bit because you're feedbacking when you're not talking for some reason. I don't know why, but that's why you're like that right now. For me, well, I just actually finished printing something like 20 minutes before the show started, and because I did I put out the video the other day on the laser closet, the Star Wars inspired laser closet, and so of course something that everybody should have for their laser is a fire extinguisher. And so this is a fire extinguisher I had from Ollie's. It's some kind of like, overstock store. And it was like, what's this, $8 for the fire extinguisher. But I need something to hang it on the wall with. So I did a quick design and printed this little guy out on the bamboo this evening. And something pretty cool that I hadn't done before with with Bamboo Studio is that you can put you can emboss words and letters on stuff. And so I don't know if you can, let's see here. Let's see if we can block this light a little bit. Kind of. It says fire bad. Just for messing around with it. But, another awesome print off that thing. It's pretty cool. So I'm going to put it on the inside there and just hang it up on the wall. And that'll work out. And what else have I been working on? Been working on a project my wife was away earlier this week. And so while she was gone, I made her some stuff and filmed it. And so that's going to come out probably beginning of the week or so. I'll do a video on that. And she liked it so much that I had to make another one of what I made for her today. So I think as soon as the pictures of it get out to the Facebook peoples, that I'll have a bunch of orders for making a bunch of crap. So that'll be fun. That'll be exciting. Entertaining, at least. Yeah. But besides that, not a whole lot. I actually did use the laser on the project. Actually, the project is real woodworking. I use a table saw. I use a miter saw. I actually got to use my new miter saw that I bought a couple weeks ago, which is the battery powered.
Hold your hands up.
Yeah. I got them all still.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I got the battery powered 10-inch Ryobi. I got it pretty cheap over at Home Depot. It was like $210, and then you got a stand with it too, the miter stand. So I said, yes, I'll take that. And so this is the first time I've really gotten a chance to use it, and it's pretty awesome. It's kind of nice until the battery dies, but the battery seems to last a long time. So it does pretty good. Eats through the wood and all that, and you don't have to worry about plugging it in. So yeah. Anyway, but yeah, so we had fun with that. And I put up a poll on the Gatton CNC group about a week or so ago, and asking what the next big project should be. And overwhelmingly, it was scoreboard. So I have been working a little bit with the Arduino and stuff like that. Actually, I think the Arduino is not going to work for the project at all. Yeah, it's going to have to be Raspberry Pi because of the amount of numbers that I need to control. The Arduino can't do it, from what I'm understanding.
What are I was gonna say, what Arduino are you using?
Yeah,
it's a Uno, but it's like yeah,
I've got
whatever it is, I don't know, whatever this one is. I'll just unplug it.
We're on the same path.
that's an Uno.
Little guy. Yeah.
That's look at the Mega, because it should have I can't remember off the top of my head.
More memory.
It's a big boy.
Yeah. Well, from what I've seen, I have on the scoreboard, we have the timer in the top. We got scores here, and then we have 4 more timers on the sides. So, and from what I was seeing with the Uno, it can't multitask like that. So I'll check into the into the Mega, but I do have the Raspberry Pi just sitting here. So,
real quick question on the lights: is it individual lighting, and you're having, or is it arrayed?
Each section was going to be an array.
Okay,
that is the way that I was going to do it. Yeah. So it. Yeah. So anyway, I think I'm going to end up with a Raspberry Pi on it, but I'll check into the Omega, the Omega.
Well, like you said, you already have the Pi.
Yeah. Well, the Pi really is supposed to be used for another project, but you can always buy more Pis. But whatever. Either way, I'm starting to work on it, trying to get it figured out. I really want it to do a lot of things, which is kind of stupid.
Yeah, you can never have too many pies.
Yeah, very true.
That's a stack.
But supposedly with the scoreboard, you can do it with the Pi Zero. Like it would, for the amount of computing power that it's going to be using. But wow,
here's a Mega. There's a Mega.
Cool.
With motor shield and a Wi-Fi.
Cool.
Yeah. So I mean, the nice thing is you can stack on these.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. Not quite like a Pi. I mean, each one's got its own unique features and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know how to really code either of them. So I'm kind of screwed either way. Well, and you would think that there would be more people doing scoreboards and stuff with it, but they really don't get into the weeds if they're just like, here's my scoreboard I did with this Arduino. And you're like, all right, well, can you help me out and tell me what you did? And then there's these 2 college guys. I guess they're college guys at the time that they made the video. I don't think they are now, but it was like they did the Raspberry Pi, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to follow what they're saying, but I don't know. We'll figure it out. So I'm working on that. amongst other projects. So we'll get it all done at some point here. But I would not be surprised if it's not the very next thing that I do. Because it's going to take a little bit. I did get them to light up, though. So, I mean, that was kind of cool.
That's a bonus.
Yeah. So, but good times. All right. Well, let's get chatting on some stuff that's been going on in the past week or so, and get moving here with some of these videos. Any of these videos that we're talking about, they're linked down in the description. So please feel free to click on them and watch them if you want to. If you don't want to, because we've already talked about what you're going to see, then don't. No biggie. It's all good. Yeah. So the first thing I thought would be cool conversation was this guy. Here, let me break this out so we're not all blocked up. Oh, look at that. That's so much better. We just need to find something for these empty spaces, but whatever. So Anycubic has had a problem.
Big problem.
Yeah.
Big problem. Evidently, somebody that has an Anycubic went in there and was able to hack the system and sent out messages to 3 million printers that were connected to their cloud and said, hey, it's a good thing that I'm not trying to screw your stuff up, but Anycubic needs to fix this. And evidently Anycubic has not fixed it yet. They haven't done anything. And it's like, ooh, I don't even know if they respond.
That kind of goes back to the conversation we had earlier when you're getting before you got the bamboo. We were talking about how it's up to the cloud and everything.
Yeah. Well, I don't. Yeah. I don't intentionally leave that thing on when I'm not using it anyway. I'm much like I never leave. I am connected to the cloud on that.
Oh, you are. Okay.
Mm-hmm. But it's only on when I'm using it. Like it's on right now, but that's just because I pulled this print off and then we were doing the show. So it's just sitting back there, but I'll shut it off before I leave the room. But I guess a lot of people just leave their printers on all the time and then just randomly will send something through to it to print. Or something, or maybe a print farm or something like that. Who knows? Yeah, it's crazy that that they were able to get in there and send it. The G code has a picture of a snake on it or something like that. They were like, "Here's a cute snake." Craziness. These people need. They need to. If you're going to be connected to the cloud and you want your people to be connected to the cloud, you got to make it safe for them to do so.
Yeah. You got to put the work in the security.
Yeah.
There's no other. Do it.
Yeah.
Because from what he was saying, they didn't even respond. They just kind of. No problem.
If I'm right, it's already been 2 weeks too.
Yeah,
because it was out before he did the video.
Yeah,
I want to say it's been about a week and a half, 2 weeks.
It should be fixed. Yeah, they should have jumped in front of this thing really head on and done it. I don't even see. Well, I really haven't, since my son has the one Anycubic. It's not connected to anything, but I'm on the groups on Facebook, but I haven't even seen anybody in there say it. But for whatever reason, maybe they kicked me out of the group or something. I don't know. I haven't seen anything from that for a while. Yeah, I know, Mr. Gatton. It's somebody else. There's no cloud.
It is theoretically.
Yeah.
But what if they put a server in the sky?
Yeah, right.
Then is it a cloud or is it space?
It'd be in the cloud.
Yep. So it's pretty frightening. So they need to fix it. And I mean, thankfully, that's the only company that we've seen with that happening. And, you haven't seen that with Bamboo. You haven't seen it with Creality. People breaking into it is what I'm talking about. But it wouldn't take much for somebody to get into there and send G code out to just spill out filament at 300 degrees and keep going. Disable thermal runaway sensors. It'd be real simple to do.
How do you start, a million house fires all at one time?
Yeah,
That's the way to do it.
there you go. So, but that they haven't even responded is kind of frightening.
No, they just keep pushing their new printer,
Yeah.
which is a copy of another printer.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but oh well. Keeping with the 3D printing theme, we did cover recently, over the last several months, I guess going back to last summer, we were talking about the Magneto X, which is a 3D printer that has no belts. It uses a magnetic drive to do the motors and such like that. And now it's looking like they are sending out some tester units to people. Let's see here. 3D Musketeers has one and was talking about his. I know Teaching Tech has one. Thomas Sandlander. I don't know why. That guy's got a long last name. I don't know why, but whatever. His family needed to change that at some point. Just Santander. That's all you got to do. You don't need to put the extra on it. But that's all right. He seems like a nice guy. I've never met him, but I've heard he's a pretty nice guy.
He's been around a while.
He's been around a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but they're all testing these Magneto machines, and I'm hearing the common thing that I'm hearing from all of them is that the machines are rock solid. It's like the dumb stuff in the background that they got to get, that they're working on to fix, to get these things really to be super awesome, ready to go for everybody. But like they're doing firmware updates a lot, and stuff like that to get them out. Fix things that are messed up.
Because I think one of the common themes between all of them was noise. So I know, what was it? Teaching Tech, him saying, no, hey, he just moved the fan and, was saying, turn the motors or something with the motors at one point. Sorry, it was playing in the background while I was talking to the bank. My credit card got stolen.
Oh man.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That sucks.
But I had a week vacation, so it wasn't that bad.
Yes, it was stolen and they went on a cruise.
Yeah, that whole week, all of that.
I wasn't in the country, so I couldn't tell you what was going on at that time, but it wasn't me. It did not come from me. So, but yeah,
I like one of the.
Go ahead.
There's one of the guys that was talking about how it's laid out. Theoretically, it's like a brushless motor, but instead of the magnets going around the motor, it's actually just laid flat, which is kind of interesting. It makes sense when I heard it that way.
Yeah.
But then each magnet's a step or something of that nature. It was really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. I dig it. I think it's going to do really well. If you have a pacemaker or something like that, you're not going to want one of these machines in your house. But as a higher end machine, it's going to be really, really sweet. They seem to be.
Now, did they take the name Magneto from like the X-Men? Is it the X-Men that has Magneto in it?
That's a Magneto. Yeah, well, I'm sure somebody's going to grab it, going to put a sticker and put men next to that.
That'd be great.
That's the first thing I would do if I had one. I'd do it with a marker. It'd be funny. But yeah. So everybody's saying that the machine is killer. It's software and stuff like that needs to get worked out to really make it kick ass. So, so we'll probably be hearing more about that pretty soon. So, fun stuff.
Now, do they have a price point on it yet or no?
It's like $2,000.
Yeah,
$2,000.
Yeah, I think if you got in with the Kickstarter, it was like $1,500.
Okay.
But I think the regular price on it's supposed to be $2,000. And it's the first printer that the native slicer is Orca slicer. So that's pretty cool.
But for how quiet it is?
Yeah. Well, it's I don't know if it's really all that quiet. I mean, but you got to have a table for that thing to sit on. When I was at the 3D printing thing, Earth, this past summer, I mean, the guy's sitting there, arm out, holding on to it, and it was just shaking the bejesus out of that table, and it wasn't going nearly as fast as it could. I mean, but it's heavy, and it was. I'm surprised that table made it through the weekend. It was that table was eating life. No, but yeah, pretty cool though. It'll be fun to watch how that one continues to go. All right, moving on. Kim and Garrett make it. These guys are big into lasers. They do like weekly videos and stuff like that. And this was the one that they put out this week was for a planter with a welcome thing on it. And they do a good job with them. Their designs are pretty intricate. They're not, they're not just block letters on a background. Like they layer them up and inlay them into other pieces and stuff like that. They do a really good job on them. So, it definitely gives you some good ideas they mainly do door hangers, and but this one was a little bit different for them, and pretty cute idea for that one.
Cody's on.
Oh, hello, Mr. Cody. Mr. Cody came back from Workbench Con. Oh, that's all right, Cody. You were busy last week, buddy. Don't you worry about it. Don't you worry about it. But yeah, so they have some good stuff that they make and all that good stuff. So check them out. Let's see here. This one Paul sent me. I didn't get to watch this one yet, but it looks like it was a pretty sturdy little machine here. Did you see anything interesting? Wow, man, he's got 334,000 views in 3 weeks on that video. Holy crap!
And that's his first CNC machine.
Jeez.
And so I had another someone else who watches a lot of my videos. They got one of those instead because it was $500.
It's a good looking little machine for $500.
You get a touch screen.
That's cheap.
I believe it's 500 watt spindle or 50 watt. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I was like, man, and spoil board and everything. And all the videos I've watched on it say about 30 minutes to put together.
That's not bad.
No. I mean, even my 3018 took, 45 minutes an hour, and this is much bigger. So I've seen two trees pop up a lot of people talking about it. So I was like, it seems like a pretty nice machine.
Don't they do some 3D printers too, I think.
First time I had heard of them in the last couple of weeks.
Huh.
Oh, they do 3D printers. Yes.
Yeah, I thought that's where I'd heard of them before. Yeah, it's from the picture here. It looks like it's a nice, pretty stout little machine. So we'll definitely need to check that thing out. Watch it.
Yeah,
Cool.
but it has a touch screen, you know, and TFU, so you can control it either through that or you can hook up your computer and control it. So
No, cool.
I thought that was pretty good, you know,
Yeah.
for that price point and having that.
Yeah, it's real nice.
Yeah,
It reminds me of the Jimitsu.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, I have the Jimitsu, you know, but it's not touch screen, and
Yeah.
this just seemed a lot more cleaner, and you know, for 150 more bucks than what I paid for my 3018 and the air, I was like, that's really a good starter machine.
yeah,
Really get into it. So
very cool. All right. There, stumbled into this one earlier. This is Made Better with Knowledge. This is a British guy, and he does a good job. He walks through pulling up an Etsy ad for somebody that makes these little lanterns, little tea light lanterns, and in the past 3 years, the guy's made like $20,000 off of these lanterns. So this channel was showing how to make them and all that. And he used Canva as a basis for design, and then brings it into Lightburn, shows that how it went to, and cuts it. So pretty well done.
and boxes PY.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
He did. He used boxes PY to actually make the box joints and all that good stuff. So
And actually went through the different settings and what I didn't know about the overage on the tabs.
yeah,
So when you sand it, you can get rid of the black the burn marks.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I think if I was making those to sell, I like on Etsy or something like that. I think I probably would, sand it off to make it so you don't see the edges on this outside anyway. But yeah, it was a good job. He did a good job with it. I haven't been able to watch any of his other stuff, but it looks pretty interesting. So I'm going to go back and check some more of those out that he's done. So, but he uses how he finds out like how much this person's made with all this stuff. There's some. I forget the name of the website, but he talks about it in the video, probably in his description too. But you go to this website and you can, I guess, put in the product or whatever it is, and it'll show you, hey, they've had this many sales with it, and here's how much money they've made with it over this amount of time. And I was like, wow, that's a good research tool, like looking for a product to make. You can kind of get an idea of what's going on out there. So check that one out and see what's going on there. Here we go. All right. CNC Labs. They've done a nice alt mill update. Paul, what did they update us on that? I watched that one, but I can't remember all the stuff that they were changing. They've done a lot of changing to the original design of this thing.
Yeah, so this was kind of like we're almost there. We're about to. I want to say end of March. They're hoping to open up ordering.
Wow!
So they've made a couple changes. They also released their super long board, which is the updated board. They were talking about they're going to have a modified super long board on there because they're using closed stepper motor drivers. So they don't need to cut down on the cost for the board. You don't need the drivers on the board. And instead of it was just easier, make a new one or make a modified one. They're saying they were doing testing with the spindles, and that's where the bottleneck is now. They're like, we need a more powerful spindle now. that's what's slowing us down, not the rigidity of everything else.
Yeah, you're always going to have something that's going to be the weak link. And I think if I had a weak link, I'd rather it be the spindle than anything else. Like if you can't push that machine hard enough that, or you can push it harder than what the spindle can do. I think that's probably the better way to have it.
Well, and then they kind of tease like no pricing settled, but they kind of went close to around what it's going to be. And I think all in table, everything except the computer and the wasteboard, you're going to be under 3,000.
Wow. That's a good deal.
Yeah. And spindle. So you would still have to get a spindle.
Yeah.
So you could still use your router on it, but for that, you're going to
wait. I hear you, Dwayne. That's what my wife tells me too. That I'm the weak link. No. Yeah. Well, it's going to be that'd be nice. We should get them back on again and to talk about it some more when they're ready to.
Yeah. I'm getting one. I have a separate. I've been putting money away and like, okay, this is what I'm getting. So, but they're also working on a CO2 laser. So I'm like, man, come on. But this should speed things up, in cutting. And I mean, they were going through 3/4 inch in one pass with it.
Yeah. The testing shots that they show, that was impressive. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, 5,000 millimeters a minute.
Yeah, something like
it
that.
Was just,
I can't remember, but it was just hogging stuff.
Yeah, it's. I would venture to say this is prosumer, maybe not. Yeah, still hobby, but
it's on the upper tiers of it. It's going to be a great machine.
Yeah, and that's what also I like about it is that on the long mill you have to build your own table and everything.
Mm-hmm.
This they're selling the legs, and it'll be so you don't have to build a table for it. So that'll be another nice little feature on that.
Yeah. And also they just put this one out like a day ago, but I hadn't gotten a chance to watch this one yet either. But they were making
guitar
series out of doing them, so I'm sure it's going to be a good video. I just hadn't had a chance to watch it yet.
There's a big guitar building community within the CNC labs area.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm sure. Well, just in CNC in general, there's a lot of people that do it. And 3D printing. There's a bunch of people 3D printing guitars. I was actually thinking about buying the parts for one because my son's learning how to play, and his teacher is in like a heavy metal, or I think it's punk rock or something like that band, and he travels all over the place. So I'd like for him to put it together and have him thrash on it. maybe for a video would be kind of cool. But
just take lessons from, I know another video we'll be talking about, since he's in a thrash, with 3D printing and how durable is it? And
oh yeah. Yeah, very cool. So, well, that brings us up to the last group of videos that we're going to talk about this week, and Uncle Jesse just put out a video, and also the 3D printing nerd put one out today, same time. They both put them out because they actually refer to each other inside the videos. So I don't know what was going on with that, but it's pretty cool. So the airless basketball. Have you guys seen anything about these things yet?
Yes.
The NBA.
About it.
Yeah, the NBA is, as well. Wilson, I guess, made an airless 3D printed basketball, It's supposed to weigh the same as a standard NBA basketball, bounce the same, and all that stuff. And I guess they even used it at the dunking contest that they had for the All-Star weekend a couple weeks ago. But some people have uploaded some models of their version of the ball or whatever. It's not. I don't think it's the official version of it, but whatever. But it was pretty funny. You could tell he was having a good old time because he printed out a ton of these things. I was actually going to start printing one out today, and then I saw how long it takes to print because there's so many retractions that happen as you're making this ball. Like that ball that he's holding in his hand took like 19 hours to print on a fast machine, so they take a while. And so he was printing out like the full size ball, and then he was printing out like a 50% size ball out of some different materials and seeing if they would bounce or what would happen to them. And he had a good time smashing a lot of balls.
I was sitting there going, that's 24 hours.
Yeah, it's gone.
I was feeling bad for him, but then I just, as the more you watched and the more they broke and I was like, he's having too. Okay, it's all good.
Yeah. He was just having fun with it. And when you got a ton of printers that you can do,
true.
You can make all this stuff. It really doesn't take all that much time. It's taking up a lot of plastic, but it's not taking up all that much time to build them. But it was pretty cool watching. Like the one I guess in the picture that he has there in the thumbnail, he's coated it with that 3D printing gloop product, which it's a glue for like PLA prints and stuff like that. And that one bounced. It was pretty wild. He was not expecting it to bounce. You could tell by the expression on his face when it actually bounces like normal and all that. But it looked horrendous once it dried because it's like smearing glue all over something. So it wasn't very pretty looking, but it did bounce, and it was pretty cool. And Joel from 3D Printing Nerd, he also did a bunch of them, and he did some with like TPU and stuff. And they were like, it was like it's dropping a sandbag. They would just hit the ground and just and not bounce at all. And or they would just explode with whatever he was printing them out of. But it was pretty fun video to watch on both of them. I like the Uncle Jesse one better myself, just because you could just tell he was having a blast breaking them. I would have just started throwing them at walls and stuff. But we actually have over at my wife's parents' house, they have one of those little basketball games, and so immediately I'm thinking in my head like, oh, this would be a cool thing for that, because the balls that they have over there for it, they never have air in them. They're horrible and all that. But if you printed out a bunch of these that would work decently and not explode on contact, it would be a great replacement for that. But maybe some other day. Too fun though. Too fun.
It's not as successful as the football, huh?
Evidently not. Well, see, we've never seen the football kick. The one that was done by Slant 3D is what you're referring to.
Right.
Yeah. So, don't know. I haven't seen anybody try to kick one yet or throw it.
I haven't seen them kick it, just throw it. And they said it throws like a regular football. It'd be cool.
So now we just need soccer, baseball, hockey.
Yeah, right.
Golf.
I don't know.
Have to get those little boogers.
The golf ball, I think. Well, in the baseball one, I think Joel from 3D Printing Nerd was like, "Hey, I have this one. Do we want to see what happens when we hit them with bats?" It's kind of like wiffle ball at that point. I mean, that's what you're hitting there. That'd be pretty.
I'd be
cool.
afraid of the shrapnel.
Yeah, right. It would. You'd need to wear some kind of eye protection, I think, if you're doing that one.
Yeah.
No. Works out pretty well though. But yeah, some fun stuff going on. Entertaining for sure. Trying to think of anything else that's been going on. Oh, let's have we had anything in the comments that anybody needs to wants us to talk about or has questions about?
Chairs in the house.
I'll go back after the show's over and read everything from the chat.
Yeah,
So-
Rob's out there too. Rob Schuster.
Oh yeah, Mr. Schuster's out there.
Yep.
That's good. Yeah, Mr. Dave Gatton was giving
That's not
Mr.
something
Schuster
from
a
Matt.
run for his money on his latest video doing resin work.
Oh, resin. Yeah, the resin pour. Yeah.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah, it looks like Matt with awesome wood things. Hey, Matt. He's been going crazy with his new laser. So he's got a new
Yeah.
one.
Rob
Yeah.
wants to know how many days till the Christmas challenge.
We're not doing that yet.
But you can't prepare for it.
You can prepare for it.
However, Maker's Rock is coming up soon. We'll restart that countdown here pretty shortly. See, even if I don't
got a new
end up
idea.
with- well, in every week that I've been going to my son's guitar lessons, like it's in he has a record store, like it's it's like inside of a record store type thing, and so I'm flipping through album after album trying to find a cool one to do, and I ran across unrelated. I ran across Yoko Ono's album.
Oh.
Whoa! The language that is put on the front of that, I don't even know what the album it was, but it like the front of it looks like a newspaper article, and I guess it's about the songs that are on the record or something. I don't know. I didn't look all that close. All I saw was a bunch of stuff that you can't be saying in 2024. I was like, oh. Yoko's kind of spicy back in the day.
That's from the era of peace, love, and yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. So it oh wow. Dwayne just finished a 5-color resin pour. Ton of fun. Ooh. Man.
Yeah, Dave just finished one too. Not a
Yeah.
5, but this looked pretty good.
Yeah, sure did.
I always thought the ideal album cover to do would be the white album.
Well, that would be the album that I would need to do to actually participate. Evidently.
Well, you and me both. You and me both.
Hey, you could
You
do
could
Deftones.
add a
White-
little more. Oh, go ahead.
No, I didn't say.
I was gonna say you could add a little bit more to it and do the wall.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I think Steve Carmichael did the wall one year.
Did he?
Yeah. Yeah. And
Okay.
it came out
Okay.
amazing.
Wow.
Now that
Yeah,
you say
there's
it,
there's some pretty cool ones out there. I was actually thinking like the rock band from the 80s, Kicks. I think I've mentioned it before. They're friends with the people that are at this music place that my son gets his lessons at, and so he's actually gotten when RJ's teacher went on tour for the band that he's in. Ronnie from Kicks was teaching my son how to play the guitar, which is kind of cool having like an old school rock guy play, teach your kid how to play guitar. But I was kind of thinking like if I could find a cool Kicks album to do this year, that would be kind of cool. But as Kenneth so eloquently points out that I haven't finished my Green Day album cover from last year. Yeah, I know. Well, we do have a proper laser now. Maybe it'll get done. We'll see. Probably not. I'll just talk about it, and that'll be my contribution to it.
You'll do the countdown, right?
I kind of suck at this stuff, evidently. But it's good times.
You know what?
Good
After
times.
watching your video, no, you don't suck at it. I think now Ryan's last video, if you haven't seen it, you should go see it. That
I
is
appreciate
really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That panel.
that's why we're able to show the laser closet again, because it's operational. So good times.
That panel,
Only
Ryan.
operational.
Hooking all that up and putting it up there and putting that behind. That's awesome.
That's top notch.
I appreciate it. There's actually, I got into a new group on Facebook yesterday too, and it's the Star Wars room builders. I was like, oh, we got to be a part of this one.
You officially can be.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
We're turning this office into. I kind of have figured out the overall theme to the room though too. This is pretty good. So it's going to be a makerspace on the Death Star. So
So
yeah, so it kind of works out. I think. I mean, it is what it is. Doing the thumbnail for that video was actually kind of fun because it was the first time that I got to play with AI. Helping me make the thumbnail. So I told it to make. I said I wanted Darth Vader using a CO2 laser cutter, and so I didn't. I don't have a picture of it to put up on the screen, but it's kind of funny because it actually shows he's like holding on to the laser and he's lasering a picture of himself. So the AI on it's pretty funny, and I was entertained by it. So it, yeah. Dwayne says, "I assure you, this Death Star is fully functional." Yes. Well, they would have to have something like that on the Death Star because, I mean, what are you going to do? Work all the time? Like, come on.
oh, there you go. Look at the size of that thing.
Yeah,
That's no moon.
that's no moon.
That's the Death Star.
So with
plenty of room for makerspace.
We're gonna have some fun in here. So, but evidently nobody cares about it. They just want to see the scoreboard lit up. So we got to go back to that. So at some point here, once I figure out how to code stuff, it is not good. But anyway, all right. Well, I think we'll start winding it down then and get out of here for the weekend. Mr. Corliss, do you have anything else you want to tell us about?
No, I think I'm good. Maybe by next week I can say, oh, I have a project that I completed, but
Hey,
we'll wait and see.
yeah, no problem
I've
at all.
got a couple written down.
We
ready.
enjoy your company even if you are not participating.
I appreciate it because I enjoy everybody else's company too.
It's all good, buddy. All good, sir. Mr. Klondike, anything from you, sir?
Yeah, if anyone's in Des Moines, stop by the vet center downtown. We got the train show going till 4:00, I believe, tomorrow. And then on top of it, here, check out one of my friends. If you got a camera and you're sitting in front of your TV or phone, take a snapshot of that little guy, and it'll take you to DIY and Digital Railroad, which he's already done a few videos on my modules, which is really cool.
Sweet.
He's done some really cool stuff. Not just on that, but his Arduino work and everything else is just astounding.
Does anybody do any superhero scenes on their train tracks and stuff like that? Because I've seen a bunch of people on. I don't watch those videos because it doesn't really interest me on building miniatures and stuff like that. But I see some really cool scenes that people have made for.
I've seen everything from zombie to there's a really cool Star Wars where it has the AT-ATs walking across, stepping over the railroad track.
Oh, cool!
Oh yeah, there's some really cool and some good imaginations out there.
Nice, very cool.
So it's not just your steam engine, little towns and stuff. With T-Track, it's whatever your imagination can come up with, and some of these guys have done some awesome work. And in the sci-fi realm, yeah.
I
Sweet.
bet the steampunk is pretty good too.
Like I said, it's all over the board. It's not just, this time era, this train, this building. No, it's open.
Nice.
Nice.
What about you, Mr. Hammerquist? Do you have anything else for us this week?
Not this week. Hopefully I'll have some new stuff next week. We'll see.
Nice.
See.
Very good. Well, for me, go check out CNC with me with Mr. Hamilton. He's got a great community over there. And this week on the podcast that I'm doing over there, the CNC with Me podcast, I have Greg Goddard from SW Woodworking. He's going to come on and chat with me for a little bit. And we'll talk Workbench Con and his journey in YouTubing and all that good stuff. He's kind of exploded over the last 6-8 months or so. He's gotten a lot of followers and stuff like that. So we're going to talk about all that fun stuff. That's on Thursday at 9:00. So if you're on CNC with me, tune in. If you're not, go join up. It's a cool place to be. There's a good bunch of people. There's a nice message board with all the different avenues of stuff. Hamilton gets on there and talks about different ways of selling your projects and stuff like that. It's a pretty cool CNC community. So go check it out. And with that, we'll kick it out of here this week. So you guys have a great weekend, and thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Peace out, sauerkraut.